Hi guys, I'm back for another episode of Let's Talk About It with Laulauga Tausaga, a U.S. world champion discus thrower. Thank you for coming on the show today, Laulauga. I'm so excited to talk to you.
Yeah, super excited to, impart any knowledge that I have. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so just some background on you for whoever doesn't know. You won the world championships in 2023 in discus, but you have been a pro thrower for years now, and you are really big online and you post about your story and just your day-to-day life on Instagram. And I've been seeing it for a while now, so I was really excited when I had the opportunity to bring you on. I want to talk a little bit about the mindset of a champion. I've seen so many amazing interviews with you talking about that world championship leg, but I know there's so much more to your career and to your life than that one moment. And I think it's really important for athletes to know what all goes into this, right? Like, what's everything that goes into being a pro athlete and to being someone who's really dedicated to their sport. Can you talk about what it was like for you coming into that world championship meet and what happened that season to lead up to it?
I believe that was my second season pro. And I was just kind of an underdog. So, on the outside looking in, there's all these women that have done it before. They already have their rankings. And I was having a terrible season. Um, and I just remember going in and I was like, nobody's looking for you.
Hmm.
Um, and one thing we forget as athletes is that pressure is there. That pressure is absolutely there when you're a top girl, or athlete in general. Um, but there's something special about being an underdog.
Yeah.
No one's looking for you, so nobody cares what you're doing. Um, and so you have the opportunity to sneak in. And that was exactly the feeling that I had going into the final at World Championships in Budapest. Um, I was scared because, we all are. We're at the highest level of our event. Um, but there was also this feeling of, why are you trying so hard?
Yeah.
Um, you're here. You've made it. This is the furthest you've been. Have fun. Um, and that was kind of the feeling that I had for hitting that really big throw and winning the whole thing.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. Like people always say pressure is a privilege, and a lot of the time they're talking about like kind of the people who are up or the people who are worried about, oh, what will people say if I don't meet their expectations and all of that. But like you said, like being the underdog can kind of be the secret hidden power. There's a book that I love by Malcolm Gladwell called David and Goliath that talks about that and just gives all these different examples of how what might not be seen as a strength can actually be something that propels you to victory or to success. I think that's awesome. I was watching an interview that you did for the news, and it was saying you went from 12th, and I believe you said that was like your first, like you had never really made it out of the 12th, like the top 12. Was that
Yes.
correct? You made it from 12th to 5th to first. Okay. And you were like, and I think it said you were one of the last to throw, and you didn't even actually have to throw one more to be able to win, but you did anyway. Why did you throw again? And like for you, what was the purpose of that?
I literally took my last chance to even make the final. And so
Hmm.
I told myself, it doesn't matter that you've now won. You're going to take every chance because the entire year you've been left out of the last three throws. As much as I loved the throw that had me win, that last throw was a testament to myself and the training that I had taken because that was the second furthest throw I'd ever had in my life. So it just
Yeah,
kind of was like, we won, and then we're showing yourself and the world it's not a mistake. You did it again.
I love that idea. The work isn't done yet because, like you're saying, there's always ways to improve. There's always more, and I think that really is what differentiates like the best athletes, or really just the athletes who keep going. Like the athletes that continue to go pro, who continue to compete, whatever it is. Like I'm not done yet. I'm not fully satisfied yet. Is true.
What had me go pro was I had made a world team before my junior year in college. And I remember sitting down with my college coach at the time, and he was like, you can do this.
Yeah.
You can go pro with this. And I was like, well, I don't know. And we went to Worlds. I was top 12 as a junior in college. And I sat there and I looked at him and I was like, I want more. I want to
Hmm.
actually win the dang thing.
Hmm.
And he was like, I believe that you can. And then 2020 happened. Um, and I had a very bad time, and I didn't make the Olympic team, and I was slated to do so. And I remember sitting there and crying, and I was like, well, maybe I should just quit. Now my eligibility is done. I can either choose to stay with him or I can leave. So he really has no say about what's going on from here. And he kind of looked at me and he goes, no, you're not. And
Yeah.
I was like, who are you to tell me? Um, and he was like, I believe in you. I
Yeah.
seen what we did here. If it's not with me and it's with a different coach, you're not giving up.
Hmm.
And that let me know that there was people out there who saw the potential that at the time I could not see. And I held on to that the entire time. Getting into world championships and being there, I was like, so much has gone bad, right? And we're always taught you need to grind through. That's like a championship mindset. A champion mindset is also realizing that it's gonna suck a lot of the time. So I was like, you're just gonna have to go for that little piece that you can get. And that was just making it out of the top 12. Everything after that was like an extra piece of cake. Like I was like, I already had my piece. They were like, go ahead and have another slice. I'm like, don't mind if I do. And in that moment, I had to really think about it and be like, right when you threw that fifth round throw, that moment was yours. Everything
Hmm.
that comes after that is now the world's.
Yeah. That's really good insight. I really like how you're saying sometimes with athletes, we think you have to just if you're not fighting for the number one spot from the very beginning and that's not your absolute goal, then you're not a serious athlete. Then you're not really trying to be
Exactly.
competitive. And I just don't think that's quite true. There's a part of being an athlete. There's so much strategy to our sports, like
Yes.
especially for volleyball, that you have to be considering what is a realistic goal that I can reach. And I keep going. And eventually, yes, my number one goal is being number one. But focusing on that, what is my reachable goal? What is the thing that I want and care about in my athletic experience? It's going to make it for me. I love
Yep.
that, hearing that from you. I feel like that will help so many people because that's something I really struggled with. I want to take it back to this competition piece. And you've talked about pushing through, the bad times. You said like it's on fire. The trash is on fire. For the athletes who feel like that, who have been trying, they've gone through multiple seasons, right? I'm thinking of even people who maybe they don't have sponsors yet or they're having a hard time finding sponsors to keep their dream alive. For most of us, like athletics runs out. You have to pick up other things.
Yeah.
What is your advice for people who are questioning maybe their commitment to their sport still, or just if they have any more energy left in the tank? What would you say to them?
So this is kind of where I'm at, right? You have to see how much you actually love it compared to it being a job. It wasn't until I decided to figure out what else makes me happy that I realized that I was treating it like a job. And when
Mhm.
your job consistently disappoints you, you're gonna wanna get in your 2 weeks notice and you're gonna wanna get the heck out of there. So in those moments when you're like, I've had all these crappy seasons, I haven't gotten a sponsor, or I haven't even made it out the door to even make a professional team or get a call back or get an agent, you have to sit there and be like, I have to remove this as the middle of my life. It
Mhm.
sounds crazy because some people tell you just go harder. You got to sit there with the grind. Do not wear yourself out. As soon as I decided that I was like, we're just not trying. Like right now, I'm doing well with this. Let's make this fun. You know what I'm saying? The opportunity started to come. I ended up sneaking into the final, and I told myself at the time, I was like, we're gonna have fun with these three throws. I'm not asking my body for more. And that's when the magic happened. You have to understand that it's not just about wanting to win. It's about, do I genuinely love what I'm doing? And if you
Yeah.
do, then that is more than enough reason to go through the garbage fire of the world for it. As long as I know that if that falls apart and I never get it, I'm okay with who I am.
Oh my gosh. That's like I
Because we
needed
work
to
so
hear that today.
hard
I'm
into it.
actually like getting emotional about that. Like that's so like really, thank you. Like that has been something that has been weighing on me all winter break of like, should I actually go pro? Like should I just switch and just start my career like that I know is going to last forever, or should I keep going? And like what you're saying about the love for the sport and like
Mhm.
just enjoying it is exactly how I feel. That's why I want to play pro. I know I'm not going to be an Olympian. Like that's not my goal. So I appreciate that. That's made me like
Of
almost
course.
start
Look,
to
these
tear
are
up a bit.
hard lessons.
But
I guess like my big thing, right, is move. Um, Interpret that exactly how you want. Whatever that means, move. If that means, you know, switching things over just like slightly in your technique, move. Move into that. If that means that committing more to the program that you have, move toward that. Um, Constantly being in motion. You don't have to stay in a situation just because you feel like that's where everyone tells you need to be, or you've seen success there. If 24 has showed me anything, it's that when things come together, it is up to you to move. Doesn't matter if it means to move forward or backward, but move. Do not stay stagnant.
beautiful. Laulauga, thank you for coming on the show today. I can't wait for everyone to see this. I just loved this conversation so much. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Hey guys, it's Sydney. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Talk About It. If you did, make sure to leave a review and send it to a friend. Let's keep this conversation going. I'll see you guys next week.